Bathurst, the mountain. This is where seasons don't just end, they explode. 6.2 kilometres of pure intimidation. No warm-up lap, no forgiveness, just cold concrete and hard truths. It starts at Hell Corner, and that's not a suggestion, it's a warning. Up Mountain Straight they charge, engine snarling, nerves already fraying before the climb begins. The cutting tightens the screws, Reed Park takes your confidence, and at Skyline, the road disappears. Your stomach drops, and you commit or you crash. Across the top, it's millimetres at McPhillamy. Blind bravery through the S's, and nowhere to hide. One twitch, one moment of doubt, and the mountain bites back. Then the release. Forest elbow. Breathe out. Stand on it and unleash these Gen 3 supercars down Conrod Straight, where they stretch their legs and bare their teeth. But don't relax. The chase is waiting. And at Murray's Corner, it has ended more careers and dreams than a Sunday night alarm clock, because this is pressure, this is history, and this is where champions earn it the hard way. It's the final round of Aussie Sim Racing Gen 3 Supercars. Now strap in, ladies and gentlemen, because the mountain is watching and she always collects.
Oh yes, indeedy. Ladies and gentlemen, radio race fans, all you rev heads and digital daredevils out there, clear the clutter, check the cables, embrace the soul, because tonight we reach the pointy end of the program. Welcome to the Aussie Sim Racing Gen 3 Championship finale, where reputations are risked, rigs are rattled, and every brake pedal is about to have a very serious conversation with its owner. This is the last lap of the ledger, ladies and gentlemen. The final fling of the Thunderboxes. Gen 3 monsters snarling down the straights like angry shopping trolleys with V8 strapped to them. It's elbows out, excuses in, and dignity officially optional here, as the championship will be decided by courage, consistency, and the occasional catastrophic connectivity. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in the commentary box, as always. He's a man brimming with confidence and possibly electrolytes too. It's Zach O'Reilly, everyone. A bloke who claims to have pre-hydrated emotionally to the finale here and is currently vibrating at a frequency only dogs and race engineers can detect. Zach, it's wonderful to have you here again. We are calling history tonight, or possibly just documenting the finest collection of panic braking since last Wednesday. Welcome to the stream.
Yes, thank you, Christopher. Good to be here with you, and good evening to all of our tax dodgers out there in YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. We're all live here tonight for the finale of the Aussie Sim Racing Gen 3 Supercars season for 2025, and it is on like Donkey Kong here tonight. And I tell you what, that championship board is looking pretty good indeed for Logan Howard. However, there is one man right behind him, Stephen Varga, who is in the hunt mathematically, but it's looking pretty thin for him at the moment. There's only, there's 47 points between the two of them by the time they get to 57, in fact, between the two of them. Then Ryan Shelton is not far behind to knock off Stephen Varga in third place. Then you got Stuart Patterson in fourth, Kobe Marshall in fifth place, doing a great performance this year. Greg Cook, as well as the erection, and As Rogers in seventh. Matthew Smith in Jacob in eighth, with Robert Tomei, Brock Clark, and Gray Ward rounding out that top 11 of the championship. So who's going to take the minor placings here tonight, or if not the championship? It's going to be a tough challenge for Varga to do so, Chris, because a bit of inside information here as we go to Bathurst. He is starting from the back because he has a quali ban.
Interesting. Oh, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A quali ban for Stephen Varga. I guess he's used up all the points available to him over the season's length, and now it's all come to a grips tonight. So pushing shit uphill definitely tonight is poor old Mr. Varga, but there's a man suitable for the job. It's him. Tonight we are at this Gen 3 Supercars finale. 19 degrees out there, zero humidity, partly cloudy, and a slight tail breeze down the hill as well. Qualifying will be 15 minutes open for all. And after that, we have the 1 hour race coming up. And I tell you what, no better setting to hold the The final round of the year tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Mount Panorama, 21 turns, I believe, or 19. There's a shitload of them. Don't you worry about that. 6.14 Ks coming at you fast as anything. And I tell you what, let's have a quick look at the practice times here tonight. And just to see who's up there at the top of the timing tree, it's Sam Cullen there with a 2:07.9 there in the Gen 3 Supercar. So maybe the Gen 3 mod here in iRacing just a little bit slower than the real life thing.
Yep, and just a testament to how tricky these cars are in real life versus the simulator to do those lap times as well. We saw them in the eSpots back in the old lockdown era of motorsport in 2021, I think it was, and they were, Scotty McLaughlin was doing 06s and there was 05 somewhere as well, so the level of those guys is just a testament to them in their skills. But these boys are the best in the land here in Australia, no doubt about it, for this league. 2:07.979 is the benchmark. I reckon in the race time we're going to see probably around 2:10s, maybe 2:11, sort of the average race pace for the top guys. So it's going to be a long one tonight. We're anticipating about 27 laps, I would say, by the time the timing tower kicks itself down and over. But who is going to be the first man to record the collision with the walls? We hope it's no one, but it's been this man, David Jansen, at the start of the stream. We're just giving intros and everything, and this man is slapping it into the walls harder than a bloody dealer on a Saturday night, Chris.
Yeah, that's right. And in front of all the viewers here, he's done it again too. Poor old David Jansen having a bit of a shocker here in practice, but so is Cooper Nathan as well, just cutting a bit of grass down there at the chase. So the cameras don't know what to do here at the moment. Let's focus on one particular car, which always catches my eye, ladies and gentlemen. It's Lachlan Grant here in the sensational TV livery. Look at that thing, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it get around this circuit. He's sitting currently on a 2:08.9. So he's got a little bit more in the tank there too. I reckon he's just out there on a full tank of fuel and just popping the sandbags in and waiting for the actual qualifying, which is only about 10 seconds away.
Yeah, I don't know why we always just go to that car. There's something about it. If you can find out what the livery is all about, ladies and gentlemen, just let us know in the chat why we keep going to that one. I'll give you a big hint. It's pretty much got every single hint on it there, in fact. But, you know, we can be none the wiser and never assume the intelligence of our viewers, and that is the practice session done. Over, shouting, done fast. Thank you very much. Cullen takes the hero for practicing by the chockies, but not by much, because that man in the championship, second place, Stephen Varga, only a bee's whisker away from him, in fact. So qualifying is underway, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to see these guys start to get the tyres warmed up. We'll see them all start to filter out now. There's no private stuff tonight. It's just balls to the wall, 15 minutes. Who can get the clearest track? Who can get the run of a lifetime and not get impeded? That is going to be a challenge around here as they all start to file out now. And it is this man out in front with that perfect opportunity in the old nostril tap, Stuart Patterson. In the game of Hex Energy and game of Fuel Camaro tonight, he can be very spicy. We saw him last week as well, have a really good tussle with him and his two other teammates. Go out at Hammer and Tom. So we'll see what this guy can do and put it up the grid somewhere in this qualifying session, Chris.
Yeah, we've seen him in this entire season being absolutely one of the speedy customers there in that Camaro, and the one of the many Hex liveries out there as well, looking absolutely brilliant. I love that colour scheme, the white and the hot pink. You cannot miss it, and especially for the guys that have him in their rearview mirrors. I do feel sorry for those guys. But we are just about halfway through this outlap here for a 15-minute qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. So it's one of those tracks as well, folks, that it takes a long time to get your eye in, no matter how many laps you've done around here. And I'll tell you what, I've done more laps here than you've had hot dinners at home. I can give you the hot tip there. But it still takes me, or anyone, takes you probably half an hour, 45 minutes to get into the swing of things and to be able to squeeze those last few tenths out of that hot lap that you so dream of around this circuit. So it's hopefully these guys are warmed up and ready to go. I assume they are, because it's the final kick of the footy here at Aussie Sim Racing Gen 3 Supercars Season 2 here, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Sensational TV. So we'll be back, I'm assuming, next year with the third. I think we've done a pretty good job, Zacko, so we might get asked back. We're still waiting from the boss there. But what we will do is go on board with Stuart Patterson here And Zach O'Reilly's going to take us around a flying lap here at Australia's most famous circuit, Mount Panorama.
The Bathurst, the North Shire is the Bathurst of Australia condition, and it is a beautiful place to race. Here we go. Into Hull Corner, turn one, slap it into second gear, apex that car beautifully and throttle that car out the other side. Not too much oversteer. That's going to hurt a little bit so far. And then you start to think about what you did at that first corner all the way up the straight. You got plenty of time to kick yourself, but then you got plenty of time to revel in the next corner coming up, which is Griffin's Bend. Break it about 120 metres, slap it down to third. Some people go to second, but file it in, get as close to that inside ripple strip as you can, and apex late and over that outside ripple strip, using that curve brilliantly there was Patterson. Then we've got the cutting coming up. Turn 3 is done. Oh, turn 4, full Tokyo drift here, and that is a save of the night.
Wow.
Already there from Nostril Tap. Unbelievable. What happened, Mr. Drifter? I'll tell you what, he saved at that time. Up the hill we go, into Quarry. Around this section here, just files his way through. The tyres will be well and truly warmed up now, hanging to the right. I'll give you the hot tip. Through Reed Park into the Great Frog Hollows coming up. Now this is Sulman coming through, and just as you dip over this blind crest, flang it into McPhillamy. Around this corner you go, you use all that outside apron you possibly can, slap it over the blind crest into Skyline. 11 comes, this is 12. Get it down to second gear, use all the inside curbage and kiss that concrete wall out of the S's through the dipper we go. And then bang, out the other side, we just single file our way down. Fantastic driving here from Patterson at the moment. Into Forest Elbow we go. File it out there, get it close to that wall, our throttle out the outside. Beautiful, beautiful piece of driving. Just a little bit ass happy here at the moment is that car underneath Patterson's cockpit. But a long main straightaway of Conrad is coming your way. We hit peaks of 289 kilometres an hour, 295 if you're in an absolute suckage battle through the beautiful chase section. Break it, get all the anchors turned on. These things will be hot as a dodgy Vindaloo in the brake department. Up over the curve we go, out the other side, then use all the throttle you can just to nail that exit, because you don't want to be oversteering too much. And then you can take a little breath before the 110 braking board comes up at you into Murray's. And this is a lap of Mount Panorama where you just don't get a breath really. But for Patterson here, he'll set the fastest time early if that wasn't a track cut so far. But I'll tell you what, it's going to get eclipsed quickly with a 2:11.1 for his opening account. Save of the night, and there goes Cooper Nathan with a 2:09.1.
Yeah, straight into the business end here, 2:09 flat, beating Stuart Patterson by 2 seconds, which is absolutely fantastic to see, because, I mean, as we said, we gave him a rap in the pre-show. He's one of the speediest customers out there, and Cooper Nathan, I'm pretty sure we haven't seen him that often, but I'll tell you what, turning up the heat down here is Devon Stove. I've been waiting all week to get onto the heat.
The oven.
The oven, the stove, whatever he's got. He's got all four burners going at the moment. The 208.8 was his first time around. Townend joins the second row provisionally there with the 210.4. But this is the first time around the track these guys are doing now. So the second lap, probably where the tyres are just up to a little bit more of the in the temperature range. But look at that. Last week's winner at Mexico goes bang. Well, the week before, goes bang with a 2:07.855. First time in the we saw a 2:07 in the practice, didn't we, Zach? Whoa, big slide there from Stove as well. And certainly hanging it all out there at the moment. The potatoes are boiling there on top of the stove here at the moment, and he's absolutely wringing its neck around here.
Goodness me, look at that. That was literally millimetres between his rear quarter panel and the wall coming through McPhillamy. That was beautiful. But yes, this guy can be quick. As you said, he won in Mexico. Didn't have the same luck at Phillip Island last week, but a quick customer nonetheless is Tomei. So watch out for him. We've got to wait for Stephen Varga to come through, and for Logan Howard too. There's two Howards on the grid tonight as well. We're going to have to be confused and on our toes for that one as well to go through. But looking pretty cool and calm, collected here. Bar that little slide there from the oven here at the moment. He is really, really going for it. And as you said, Chris, those potatoes are starting to get a little bit, I would say, a bit soft, a bit mushy. He's just got to get that thing wringing its neck for another go. And it's keeping in mind, though, too, here, ladies and gentlemen, that with only 15 minutes in qualifying, it really equates to about 5 hot laps. So you haven't got much time here at Bathurst to really get that eye in and then start to change your focus onto a race setup and how the car's going to behave on the race fuel too. Because it just happens in a blink of an eye, and especially around Bathurst, you know that it never gives you a breathe. You've just got to be on it 24/7, else you will kiss the wall hard.
Yeah, a full tank of fuel, it's carrying a fair bit of extra weight as well. So the car is going to behave differently on an empty tank than it does on a full tank. So possibly these guys, I assume the top guys out there really do their homework in terms of what the car is going to behave like on a full tank of fuel versus an empty one. And they have setups that reflect that. So we'll probably see these guys have their qualifying setup, and then they go something a little bit more conservative for the race in terms of bitiness in the front end, because after a little while you have to sacrifice the rear grip if you want all that front end grip, and you do want that over a 1 or 2 lap stint. But I tell you what, over a 60-minute stint, you probably want something that's a little bit more forgiving and a little bit more manageable once the tyres start to wear out as well, which we will see tonight. But, up here's Jacob Smith, who has popped himself into the top 5, so that's the 3rd row provisionally. We're about halfway through this qualifying session as well. Still on the top of the table is Rob Tomei. Stove sits there in 2nd position. Ryan Shelton joined them on the 2nd row there with Cooper Nathan. This man sits on the 3rd with Chris Townend, and Wade Georgeson up there in 7th position as well. So a good showing there early on from the big dog.
Yeah, very good showing as well. So starting to get ourselves into the old simulation with Smith in the top 5. What can Mr. 707 himself, the Boeing, Wade Georgeson, do here tonight? He had a shocker at Phillip Island. We got him on stream, locking the brakes into turn 3 and just spearing off to the left-hand side of the circuit. It's like someone just yeeted the physics out to him. But he is absolutely on it here tonight. 2:10.6 provisionally at the moment. If he can keep improving, it's looking very, very good for this man. He hasn't got the Aussie delivery on tonight. A bit embarrassed, I reckon, from last week, possibly. He's just changed it to get out of the spotlight. But nonetheless, he's representing the energy drinks, and he's going to bring all that energy for this 27-odd lapper coming our way here too, and it's looking pretty marish coming through the S's and the dipper there for him. So just starting to get himself into the rhythm here as Lachlan Grant just saw his green everywhere, and he's set a 2:08.86 for his lap there as well. Puts him into 4th place. Kobe Marshall not even a 10th just behind him there for 5th place. So the pressure cook is starting to come on here, and this Marshall Motorsports Camaro will hoping to be doing less of that, but he can be a quick and feisty customer at the best of times. Watch out for the Marshall Motorsports red and black machine.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the speedy customers, you've got at least 3 of them that still have not set a lap time. We've got Sam Cullen, Stephen Varga, Logan Howard still sitting there with no... well, they're not even in the server now at the moment. They're not even in the pits. So maybe just playing a little bit of a game here, or perhaps Stephen Varga. Well, everyone knows that Varga's starting at the back, so maybe Howard and Cullen both said, you know what, mate, I'm going to join you down the back and do a bit of a DNQ, did not qualify session, and have a bit of fun down the back trying to overtake. But I'll tell you what, there's 20, 30 cars in the server, or at least signed up for tonight. So it's going to be a feisty way through that situation if you can. So we'll see what happens there. 5 minutes to go, and those guys still not in the server. So I assume they're just starting from the back and having a bit of fun, Zach. There's no more fun to be had in sim racing, in my opinion.
No, not at all. Just climbing through the back. I figured that out on Wednesday night. Just gone. It was pretty fun doing that too. And these guys are starting to ramp up in the pace. You can see Wayne Taylor there as well, sitting at purple in the micro sectors. So starting to feel the pinch now. These guys have got no real times coming through at the moment that are there. Wayne Taylor has done a 2:07.8. So he's at the, it said he did a 2:07.8, but he has not done it. So unfortunately for him, he's not there. Tomei is still leading this one. Rogers jumps up into 9th place as well, the 2:10.5. So around comes David Reynolds, love child, and off into the bunda he goes to add insult to injury. He was probably on for a good one there. That will probably be just enough time for him to get around once more. But there, bang goes Howard. In, who is that? Is that Martin Howard, I think it is? Or Mark Howard. Matt Howard, sorry. Apologies there too, Mr. Howard. We've got 1 and 2 on the grid tonight. And this guy here as well. Look out for him. One of 3 Hex Energy cars out there on the circuit. Who's going to take out Tomei's spot, though? Only 3.5 minutes to go, and it's starting to file in. Jacob Smith goes to the 7th place as well. And there's a few people who need to start getting those times down. Lachlan Grant, Shelton, Stove, they're all on here to take out that 2:07.8.
Yeah, exactly. Looking at the sector times, no one is really lighting them up here either at the moment. These guys pretty safe at the top, at least Tomei for so far. He's probably counting his lucky stars that Cullen, Varga and Howard and crew are just sitting there in the pits waiting for this session to end. and take it out another time. But we'll see them from the back. But I'll tell you what, who else is out there? We've got Lachlan Grant setting a couple of green sectors there in the middle. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see how he goes about it. Let's ride on board with Lachlan Grant there in the sensational Mustang too, just right up against the wall there at McPhillamy, down through the S's as well, hugging that inside wall. A little bit of a correction there on the steering wheel. Bumps it down to second, maybe down to first, or just keeps it in second, cruises it through. Jesus Christ, very close to that outside wall of the dipper there. But look at this, he's on a knife's edge here at the moment. Lachlan Grant just throwing absolutely everything, plus the kitchen sink at this lap. Is he up? Indeed, he's not. He's actually given it all back, so he's not on for an improvement. But I suppose it's one of those things, ladies and gentlemen. If it looks slow, you're probably going fast. And if you look like you're going fast, you're probably overdriving it.
That's it. The overdrive versus underdrive fallacy is coming to grips here at the moment, and it proves itself time and time again in racing. But he's really going for it here. He knows that he's only got one more lap to go, so it's probably just the old get the tyres phased in and get them really warmed up. Just a little bit of sliding here, a bit of extra steering correction there, and this will be his final lap of the evening, I would say, here for the big fella. It will be, because it's over 2 minute laps and there's less than 2 minutes to go. So what can Lachlan Grant do in the end? We'll see very shortly. The ovens put it into the pits. 2:08.5 is his day done and dusted. Lachlan Grant has just crossed the line. 2:09.0818, I think it was. On the track at the moment, though, this is Cooper Nathan, and we're looking right at him. And no, it's not.
No, it's Fitz, Blake Fitz, a new driver. He's gone quickest. He's gone quickest in one of the sectors here. So he's going to go.
Gone to the.
Wow! How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Straight to the top, Zach O'Reilly.
Get stuffed there. He's just done a big wahoo to us in the commentary box. I can't believe it. He was right in the thick of it last round too, and the big Fitzgerald has just gone slap. Take that one home with your boys. I'm out. And he has just blitzed him 0.6 of a second over Rob Tomei. Holy mackerel indeed. He's got another one to go. Is he going to get held up here? I'm not too sure. Geez, it's all on like Donkey Kong. Shelton's just trying to get himself back into it. He's got 3 microsectors in the green. So this guy here, unless I have got no idea what's going on the timing tower, looks like he could be on for a good one too, as he files his way down Conrod Straight here, approaching the Fuso overpass. He goes underneath. Into the chase he comes, uses all the track and a bit more though. Beautiful stuff on the anchors now. Into for second gear he'll come, uses that inside apron nicely. Just a little bit wide though there. Oh, he'll be spewing with Ryan Shelton. He's setting PBs alight. Is it going to be enough though to pump him further up the grid in front of the oven and Tomei though? We'll find out very, very shortly here as the time is about to tick down to 0, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes Shelton. He goes across the line for an improvement. No, maybe yes. Goes up into the third position there. So just on the opposite side of the track of where he was going to start at 2:08.5. Devon Stove has popped it in the pit, so he will not improve. Lachlan Grant, however, is still on a hot lap here. He's coming down through the kink. What's your kink, folks? Mine is a Gen 3 supercar at about 280 clicks an hour. That's mine, ladies and gentlemen. Here he goes through the chase for the last time here in qualifying. Will he get to the checkered flag in time? No, he doesn't. Pulls it in, so he's had enough. Shelton's had enough. He won't get around anyway. Here comes Jacob Smith down into the chase as well. Into the Fanta car. We saw an orange Fanta car not too long ago. He's now swapped into the grape version. The purple version of that car. Stickier and sweeter indeed. Rounding the final turn here. Probably not going to be an improvement though. Crossing the line. 2:09.272 it was, but he just stays in 9th position now. Who's next? The British Pig. He's done. Ash Rogers rounding the final turn, and I think that's going to be his day done as well. 2:10.5 to beat. See how it goes. 2:10.4. Stays in 13th position, and David Jansen pulling it up at the top of the hill. Positive stuff out there, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a new pole sitter, Blake Fitz.
Blake Fitz takes it out, and he's given him a good old hurry up too. 5 and a bit tenths there between himself and Rob Tomei to take out the chockies here in qualifying. And what a session it was. We saw the times just tick down and down and down. And it is very, very close, mind you. The 208s to 209 gap is not that far away. And then you've got the myriads of 210s and some 211s in there as well for the second half of the grid. So we'll see what that equates to in the race coming up. And speaking of the race, the fuel rate is at 90%. So they've only got 90% of a normal fuel tank. They've got an extra set of tyres to whack on, one fast repair as well. And that should just give them a little bit of insurance, I would say, in the grand scheme of things, to make sure that they either A, stick it into the wall really hard and get out there quickly as possible, or B, they can just use their tyres up as quickly as they can, come into a pit to just put a splash and dash and go out on their merry way. Because with these types of circuits, heavy loading, lots of braking, very, very undulating courses, it just gives the tyres an absolute pasting, Mike Tyson style, Christopher Munro, and that is going to be interesting for this race coming up.
Yeah, the old left-right good night, I suppose, when we talk about the great man, the champ, there in the heavyweight department. But these tyres, after doing a few little laps during the week, the tyres do not like being overheated in any way, shape, or form. So you'll see these guys probably trying to take it easy through the first few laps. I mean, it's a good thing to do anyway, just because if you want to send it too hard in the opening laps, you don't have to be bloody Nostradamus to know what's going to happen there. But usually fares to take care of your tyres in the opening stanza, and you can reap the benefits of nicely brought in tyres through the middle part of that stint. And you can just go quicker, second, 2 seconds, whatever you want in that section. But let's check out the grid, Zach O'Reilly. How are they lining up for the finale?
They're lining up as such. Blake Fitz and Rob Tomei share the front row with Shelton and Stove in the second. Lachlan Grant and Kobe Marshall enter the third row. Cooper Nathan Howard on the fourth. Fifth row goes to Jacob Smith and Stuart Patterson. Sixth row is Townend and the British Pig there in 12th place. Then we've got Rogers, Taylor, Georgeson round out the top 15 with Craig Matthews, Jacob Cumming, Jade Andrews, Brock Clark, Jansen, Soy Mokoshwada in 21st, Dean Summerhill as well in 22nd, Sykes, Logan Howard in 24th and 3rd respectively. Then you've got at the back of him, you've got Varga, the man who did not qualify. Terry, who's just decided not to give a last name. His parents didn't love him enough. Luke Williams as well in 27th. The same with Charlton, 2 unloved children in here. And then Sam Cullen, one of the quickest men for the final part of this series, is starting dead last.
Absolutely brilliant stuff there, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go green here on the race, on the feature race, the final race of the series. I think we've got a fun go around here at Adelaide in a week's time. But whether that counts to points or not, we do not know. But what we do know is that these guys are absolutely pumped up for this. We've got Grey Ward in the chat saying, bummer he's missing this. Bloody Ethernet shit itself. Good luck, boys. Well, is it Ethernet or internet? Because very different things. One delivers the internet, and one is the internet. I don't know.
I reckon Mrs. Ward's come out with the axe and he's not in the good books at the moment.
Yeah.
He's chopped the internet cord in half somewhere.
Yeah.
He's out.
That's
poor
right.
Grey Ward. It'll be interesting. Nonetheless, still got one person who we know representing Sensational TV, Lachlan Grant, there as well. But the lights are not far away, Christopher. Give us your predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. It's 25 laps coming our way here at Mount Panorama. The lights are up and let's go racing.
Absolutely, folks. Hold on to your hats here because we've got 25 laps coming up on the mountain here for the final time in the Gen 3 Supercars here. And what about the start from Ryan Shelton, just scooting up the inside of Fitz, and he will take the whole shot with both hands. Thank you very much. Rob Tomei sits on his outside. Blake Fitz looking for the switchback up the inside, so him and Tomei just slotting in behind him actually. And now Devon Stowe sits behind both of those guys with Kobe Marshall up the hill. A little bit of a gap there to Lockie Grant. He's being chased by Cooper Nathan and in a fierce way. Behind him, Howard and Patterson side by side, but it looks like there goes Nathan up the inside of Lockie Grant. Not much he could do about that. Probably didn't want to start the fight too early in this race because there's plenty of time for that. Don't you worry about it. But up ahead, they're battling too. Ryan Shelton just fending off Rob Tomei as they get through the cutting for the first time. A little bit of a gap back there to Fitz, sitting pretty there in third position with Devon Stowe turning up the heat behind him. I tell you what, it's getting hot in the kitchen. Don't you worry about him. Here comes Kobe Marshall. If I say don't you worry again, just slap me across the head. I keep saying it's too bloody much. Here we go down the order. Wade Georgeson and the British Pig side by side for just a moment, but the British Pig just getting his nose in front there, or his little snouter in front, and Georgeson just dropping down to 15th position at the moment. But that is half a lap done, and right up the front here, Ryan Shelton under a bit of a pressure cooker here, and it looked like Tomei just sort of tapping the outside wall there on the outside of the dipper, the world famous dipper here at Bathurst one more time. Let's go to the chopper cam because it could be on down at the chase, Zach.
It's looking pretty spicy here. He gave a bit of Morse code to the outside wall there on the left-hand side. He's got a beautiful suck opportunity. No defence put up from Tomei, so it's going to sweep around the outside here. Here's Tomei versus Shelton. Goodness me, on the grass as well there too in the braking zone. I reckon Shelton's just going to survive this one if he can keep it on the apex. No, he's gone wide there too, and that's going to allow Tomei through. Fitzy's in the background looking at this to pick up the crumbs. Now it's 2x2 coming into Murray's, and I'll tell you what here, this is all lead changing. Tomei's gone, and look at the oven just go bang down the inside on Fitzy as well. Full confidence, and out the other side there goes the oven too, so he is now into second place. Fitzy's got a good overlap here on him too. Shelton's just dropping like a sack of spuds on the deck at the moment, and Devon Stowe gets into second place, and Fitzy's taking P3 as well. Now he is on. Kobe Marshall's even got involved there too and got in front, and at the back of that, Lachlan Grant's chiming in, and he's trying to get involved with this one because at the moment, Shelton's the biggest cork in the bottle. Cooper Nathan there is trying to get that position as well as we go up Mountain Straight, and boy oh boy, that was some stanza there between the five of them. How they got through there unscathed, I would never know, but that is racecraft, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. And now it's a 7-car suck train all the way up the mountain and down it too. So if you're looking for some techniques and going up and down on the suck train later tonight, get yourselves out there.
Yeah, plenty of that going down there at Bathurst too. And I'll tell you what, it won't cost you a pretty penny either. It's all here for free here on Sensational TV. 6 cars in the train here at the moment from Stove all the way down to Lockie Grant. He gets a look at all of them now through the top end of this mountain. Look at this, Cooper Nathan. Oh, he's had a little bit of a disconnect there, but he's back and giving Ryan Shelton the hurry up across the mountain. There's really nowhere for you to pass along here either. It's just basically sit as close as you can under the rear wing and maybe go for a little bit of a slide down into Forest Elbow. We might see that happen just in a moment, but he might just be a little bit too far back, Cooper Nathan. But I'll tell you what, might not stop him here. He shows the nose. Oh, there might be contact. Little bit of a pinch on the front left hand tyre there as well, coming down into that section. That will hurt his tyres just a little bit, but I'll tell you what, he's close enough to get the suck here. The ladies of the night at Bathurst are twirling the handkerchiefs out the window here and are ready to be picked up. Here comes Nathan now, pulls alongside Shelton. We can see from the chopper cam, Shelton did not put up a fight there at all. Actually waved his own handkerchief out the side of the window there and said, you go through, champ. Speaking of going through, here goes Patterson up the inside of Lockie Grant, who's under a bit of pressure here. Dropped 3 positions off the start, so not as comfortable as we've seen in the past here for Lachlan Grant in the sensational entry. But you know how he goes, ladies and gentlemen. The longer that the race goes, he gets more and more comfortable. So up the front, the battle's on here for P2. It's Fitz and Stove going up the hill.
Yeah, speaking of comfortable, I'll tell you what, this man in Devon Stowe will be as comfortable as a lobster at a Chinese restaurant. I'll give you the hot tip. He is getting hounded here at the moment. All sorts of pressure being put on him. Is he going to be picked out of the old fish tank and given an old boiling here at the moment into Murray's we go? No, it's not. Thank goodness me, because that could have been a really late dive there from Fitzy. They'll single file their way in and out of that corner. Tail wagging there too for the oven. So he's really feeling the pinch here at this point in time. Look at how close Fitzy is. He is such an aggressive racer. He will go left, right just to put you off in any way, shape or form. And he knows how to intimidate the guy in front of him. Boy, oh boy, he did that exact thing at Phillip Island. He was just on like Donkey Kong, but slapping the wall again he was too. So close to all this. Look how quick and close he was there to the wall as well. Holy mackerel indeed. Millimetres between disaster and glory here for Fitzy. He's just bringing the neck off that thing. Speaking of bringing the neck too, Patterson got the job done there on Lachlan Grant. Now he has got Shelton in front of him, which just sort of looks like he's started to collect his own thoughts and get into that racing rhythm after that Mustang was just falling backwards like an absolute snowplower in a bloody snowstorm. He was just nowhere, battling between the snowflakes and him on the ground. But at the moment, it's looking pretty racy between Patterson, and I'll tell you what, it's going to be a good little tussle if these boys start to hold each other up, because look who is coming through here at the back of this one. The agent in V1, Jacob Smith. He is coming at them, and he's really willing to get himself up into that P6, which is only 100 metres away about there in front of him, and you can see that opportunity started to happen. Look at Fitzy though, around the outside, trailer park girl move style, absolutely sensational there from Fitzy. He's gone to the defence, and I'll tell you what, the oven was trying to get him back, but he couldn't get that job done. Into the chase we go, out the other side, kicks it to the right hand down and just powers away. And now he's got all eyes in front of the big man in front of him, Rob Tomei. This is how the move was done. It was just straight out of Forest Elbow there. Got the run. Beautiful stuff. There was an error there, I reckon, from the oven on the outside, and you can see the witness marks on that Mustang to that bumper is punched in on the right-hand side, Chris, and that's that's Fitzy up into second place.
Yeah, beautiful move there. Just had him in his sights and was patient about it too. Just waited for that dodgy exit, which he got finally. And off he goes up into P2 in the chase of Rob Tomei, who is actually checked out at the front there, 2.5 seconds. But now it's Kobe Marshall's turn. And Devon Stove here, side by side, into Griffins. And Kobe has the advantage of the inside line. He will slide up into P3 as well. Stove just right up the nose of him as well. Look at that. And Cooper Nathan there, not too far away either, just watching all the action on board. You can see there just a little bit of a rub there on the inside from Devon Stowe in the Mustang. That's very close for comfort, I'll tell you what. But Marshall has now been able to open up that gap by 0.3, which is plenty in the V8 Supercars games. Don't you worry about that. Oh, he slapped the wall again, Devon Stove. I'll tell you what, if he keeps doing that, he might be in for an early retirement. I'll tell you what, the Supercars, they are tough. They are Australian, but they do not like hitting the walls that often. I'll give you the hot tip for that. It is...
Sorry.
You go, mate. You go.
I was going to say his car's going to file a domestic abuse assault lawsuit at the end of this one. Oh, there is that's the big man himself, David Jansen, getting out of the way. Cooper Nathan is just doing a Kobe Marshall and blinking, and nearly contact there was, I reckon, too. Just a lock up there, and he's just giving the old punterino to the oven. So he's going to have some extra momentum down Conrad Straight here out of Forest Elbow. But boy, oh boy, that was unbelievable stuff we saw from here. Who are we looking at? This is Logan Howard coming from the back of the field, ladies and gentlemen. Started in 24th. And he has already climbed his way up into 14th in 4 laps of racing only. At this rate, he's going to be P1 by about 30 seconds at the end of it, but these guys in front of him are starting to get a bit quicker, and he just needs to get himself into that rhythm, that flow. And look at the back of him. The British Pig's going to have a crack at him too on the inside in the chase. No way. Thank goodness for that. Logan Howard just outbrakes him, just gives him the old see you later, son. I'm better on the brakes to you. And out the other side he goes. But it's still a lead to Tomei, 3.3 seconds, in fact, out in front of the rest of the pack. This is Chris Townend. We're looking at the old village end himself, and he has got a battle of his life because out the back here comes one other Howard, and he's looking very racy here. Here's Matthew, and he's going for it. It is an absolute beautiful scenery view out the back here. You can see the racing line, and look at the amount of rhythm and flow that Howard had coming out of Hell Corner. That was sensational. He's going to get the run. They're weaving left and right up here. Can't do that too many times into the braking zone. The FIA will be on to you. But here, it doesn't matter in iRacing. Look at them go at each other. Full defence mode from Townend. That's nothing that we can see, but the move is on here, and it's been done there. Patterson has got past Sheldon. Sheldon's lost the position. Now Lachlan Grant's going to be close to him as well, and these two are going at it as well. This is fantastic. The oven here versus Cooper Nathan. Goodness gracious me. These guys are battling hard here into places you would never usually go for a pass, and it's just on like Donkey Kong. Look at this from Cooper Nathan on board. He's got the rhythm through here. He's going to go through the grade section, have to check himself up because he's going to run the back end into the arch. And there's the open. The stove is wide. He's just got pipped there into McPhillamy and straight up the inside. That is overtake of the day from Cooper Nathan. Fantastic battle in between those two.
Yeah, you don't often see it, ladies and gentlemen. Any sort of manoeuvres up on the top of the hill. But I'll tell you what, he's got the XL racing seat to squeeze his cojones in there between his legs. But he's done it this time. Cooper Nathan gets the overtake there on Devon Stove across the top of the hill. Who would have thought? But that is absolutely brilliant to see. Let's see it again. Let's see it again, folks. Hang on, let me scroll down here because that was absolutely brilliant. Let's go back again. You can see him just slap the wall again with Stove on the outside there of the grate, and up the inside goes Cooper Nathan. He was close enough just to poke his nose up and make Stove aware that he was there as well, and he knew that the game was up. So up he goes into P4. Where's our fast boy watch? Let's see what's happened to Cullen. No, he's not in the server at all. So Cullen gone. Logan Howard up 12 positions now at the moment, and he's got a bit of clear air in front of him. He's just gotten past Wayne Taylor, and up ahead is his brother or father. Oh no, what's happened here? There's the car turned around. That's Chris Townend, and it was him and Howard just were battling it out. Let's see what happened there, folks, with the aid of the instant replay. Here he goes up the inside of Smith on the anchors, and look behind him. That's Howard as well. Just a little bit too close for comfort there, Zach. I don't know. Maybe a redress involved, but maybe one for the stewards as well.
Yeah, it's a tough one to go because he was getting checked up on the outside and there was just a bit of rhythm, but you don't have to put your foot on the accelerator. However, so that could be a little bit for the stewards to think about later on. Just a bit of the old brake pedal would have stopped that collision from happening, but it is online racing. We don't know what the connections are. We don't know what it looks like from each person's end in that one with so contentious decisions going our way. So we'll see what's happening. But it's all starting to fizzle up there. We've seen a couple of drivers in and out of the pit lane and just sitting there. And some of them have already come through it. Tomei has just sent himself back to 20th, so he's out. Varga is on the quick watch as well, so we'll look out for him. He's in 15th at the moment. Logan Howard in 10th, so he's going to be taking the championship at the moment. But Fitzy has got the lead by 1.8 seconds effectively here, provisionally in fact, so we'll see what he's doing. And this guy can drive the wheels off the Mustang at any stage, and the Camaro too. Doesn't matter what car he's in, he'll go for it. But Tomei in the lead. Well, good on you, Timing Tower.
Yeah.
Just giving me an absolute pasting once again, Wade Georgeson style.
Yeah, farted on my end as well. So we're just dealing with that bit of a stink cloud here in the commentary box. Thank you, SDK. But down here, looks like Lachlan Grant has been able to get up the back here of Ryan Shelton, who hasn't had the best of starts either. So he's down 4 positions. Lachlan Grant down 3 as well. So both of those guys qualifying a little bit better than where they are at the moment. And now are tight locked in a little battle here as well. Let's ride on board with Lachlan Grant. See if he can just get close enough in these next 2 turns. And it's all about the exits here. Get the exit here, bang, up under the rear wing. And now try and spot your braking marker when you've got a face full of Mustang arse end is a difficult task at times. But here he goes. Just got to spot your braking marker, spot your apex, and get on the anchor or get on the loud pedal as soon as you can. He's done a pretty good job of it. In fact, he's pretty close. And with the aid of the slipstream now, he might even be able to just pull out, show the nose up into Griffin's very late there on the pull out. It's a game we love to play here at Sensational TV. They go side by side there. Here goes Lachlan Grant up the inside at Griffin's Bend. Gets that P7 off Ryan Shelton, who is a bit out of sorts this round. We've seen him up there battling for the lead in most of the rounds, but I think maybe Bathurst is... he's not as at home as some of these drivers. He is an American, ladies and gentlemen. Let that be known. So possibly Bathurst not running through the veins of this poor sucker there in the red, white and blue.
So Bathurst separates the men from the boys, and it's at the moment it's looking like it's a proverbial there for Shelton, but he will get back into it, no doubt about it. I reckon Marcus Ambrose has given him a few tips as well. NASCAR style, that transfers that into a V8 supercar at some stage, so we'll see him back up there. But Jacob Smith's doing a great job in the old sticky purple Fanta livery, and he's really bringing the neck off this one. His last lap was a 2:10.578, so he knows how to do it. He's going in that realm of where the race pace should relatively be, with a 2:10.5, 2:10 something. So he's not far off there at the moment. So looking pretty racy here is this guy, and it's a good looking livery too. Don't you worry about that. And he's just starting to edge a little bit closer now down Conrod Straight. So we've got here only half a second splitting Grant, Shelton and Smith, all 3 apiece in line as well. Who's going to make the most out of this opportunistic move? We'll find out. And I'll tell you what, the old timing tower is just having a mare, saying that Stephen Varga's not moving, but he's on the track, saying Matthews is out, saying about half the field's DNF'd out of this one, and they're still racing around. So still a little bit of issues going on. 2:09 one day for Rob Tomei out in front. This is Varga. Started from the back, up 10 places here as well. He's got 2 and a bit seconds between himself and old Taylor in front of him. So he'll find himself back in the top 10 with only a third of this race nearly done. to be honest, and it's looking pretty good. Jacob Covey, we haven't seen all night in 21st, just slinging his way. Doesn't say he's done a time at all there on the tower as well, but he did a 2:11.6 as his best. So we'll see what's happening with all of it, and it's just turning its upside down here, Christopher. It's going hammer and tong in SDK world.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening here at the moment. It's saying all these cars are out when they are not, and when I click on their names, they turn back into the server, and it then just turns the whole thing on its head. So we'll keep on this little battle here because it is technically the closest on the track, though I wouldn't know what's going on down the back because that info is not available to me. But I guess that's what you get sometimes in the online racing world, folks. Sometimes it works, sometimes it just doesn't. And not being the sort of computer hacker that I am not, nothing I can do about it here as well. We're all in it together here. Sensational TV. You're along for the ride. You're guessing, we're guessing. It's the best way we could do it. Flying by the seat of the pants is what we do best, Zach O'Reilly. So we'll just get on with it and do our best here. It's pretty much what Ryan Shelton's doing as well. He hasn't had the best of starts. Down 5 places here on his qualifying, but now he's starting to get a bit of a rhythm back to him, and he's only 3/10 shy of Lachlan Grant in front. And the longer those two battle, that brings in the Phantom Man behind them too. He's only, 6/10 behind those two. And all it takes is one little mistake or a couple of corners of defensive manoeuvres, and it'll be a 3-way Mustang battle there with all brightly coloured and bushy-eyed drivers behind the wheel.
Yeah, it looks like Shelton has just started to, he's just changed his jeans down the Conrad Straight there 2 laps ago because he's got them on backwards, so you never know if he's going to be coming or going for sure. Round of that poor joke there, but he's going for it, and he's got himself ready in the mix again with Lachlan Grant. Gray Ward, Brendan Hack has come in and said, loves the pull-out jokes. Well, mate, we've got more, don't you worry about that. And Ron Marshall has said, thought Grant would have been further up the field at this rate. Well, Ron, how about you get in behind the wheel, mate, and we'll see if you can do it, and maybe get Harley or Jesse into it and see if they can put the pressure on the Lachlan Grant, because they were all pretty much on the same pace in the other leagues as well. So good to see everyone out there in the chat land. Hope you're enjoying it. And if you are new to the chat as well and you haven't already, please click that like button and give it a subscribe to our channel, and the notification bell. It means a lot to us, and it just means you won't miss out on anything coming your way in 2025 and for a whole 2026 in Sundry. It's going to be a huge year here at Sensational TV. And speaking of huge, this man here is going for a huge move up the inside. Just bang. More confident on the Acres. Slides it out, though, however. And I'll tell you what, Taylor just had to check himself up there to not punt the back of Varga. But that's a move up into 13th place. Now he's got the erection in front of him, only 6/10 away. And he's going to be on him very, very soon. And I'll tell you what, I reckon the erection will be feeling a bit tight, sort of camel's arse and sandstorm style here, Christopher, as he goes across the mountain.
Yeah, adjusting the jeans for sure, or at least the teacher telling him to come up and do a bit of arithmetic on the board now. He's got Stephen Varga behind him and putting him under all sorts of pressure too. Across the top of the hill, you can see Varga just has got out of the throttle there, doesn't want to be too close behind him in that dirty air as well. But oh, look, a little bit of mistake there from Rogers, and that invites Varga, the quantum computer hacker, right up behind him too, right up under the rear wing, down through the world famous dipper as well for the 9th time. Here we go, down into Forest Elbow. Can he just slide it up the inside? We've seen that move done plenty of times over the years in the real world. It seems to be a lot harder to pull out that move in the sim as well. So something going on there, and very hard to get on the brakes in these big heavy vehicles as well. But down the straight, this is where it's going to happen. He's got the slipstream now over the top of the hill. Will Rogers go defensive? He does. Sticks to the outside and says, well, you're going to have to go around me at the chase if you're going to get that job done. Oh, right onto the grass there was Rogers. Woohoo! Stucks the old tallywhacker back into the jeans and pops himself into 13th position. But the battle's on here for P2, so let's go up here because Kobe Marshall is right up behind Fitzy here up the going up the hill.
Yeah, this is Mountain Straight coming into Griffiths Bend. And look at the aggression there from Kobe Marshall. He's going to half send it there. Fitz is just going to chop the nose off him and go out the other side. Goodness me, that was ambitious there from Kobe Marshall. Smacked the wall there to Fitz there too. So that's a bit of damage there to his car, but it hasn't hurt his momentum. Luckily, he came away from that unscathed. There'll be some little bits of battle scars on that side of the car for him into Fitzgerald's department, and Kobe Marshall's just giving him everything he's got. Look at them driving it. It is a bit different here. You can see Fitz is just so close to that wall and tucking it around the outside because he goes for the late entry into turn 4 there and comes out the other side. It's turn 5, sorry. It's unbelievable what he does. And you can just see the closing speed and the different strengths right on board on screen there between himself and Kobe Marshall. Don't go up the inside of Skyline. Goodness me. Nearly got that job done. I nearly thought twice about it. And he thought about the ladder. Thank goodness for that. But you can just see the different strengths and confidence that these two drivers have around different parts of the circuit. It's how you go racing, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it makes it so unique here between this whole competition on how to do it. Two different drivers, two different driving styles, but separated only by half a second. Unbelievable, Chris.
Yeah, beautiful stuff now. And Fitzy just getting the edge out of Forest Elbow now, and that keeps him safe for at least another lap because those two guys are very evenly matched on pace. And you'll notice that, folks, when you go racing, it's not always easy to force that overtake. And you see it in the real world as well. All those guys very, very much evenly paced. And it all comes down to who's feeling the best on the day, who got up on the right side of the bed, so to speak. Here comes the Phantom Man, Jacob Smith, having a look down the inside of Shelton. Manages to pull back into the racing line and thinks, you know what, I'm going to try and set this up for possibly Griffins is probably your best option here. Stay under the rear wing for the next two corners. And just all you got to do is get this next exit absolutely correct. You don't want to be diving up the inside at turn 1 because then you're just you give the position back into turn 2. It's all about getting your braking marker, getting that apex, and firing yourself out on the other side. But it looks like Shelton did a better job of it this time. So Jacob Smith's going to have a little bit of an issue here. I think he's just too far back to send it into Griffins this time. So he survives for another lap to Shelton, and that'll just give him enough time to gather his thoughts and get back into that rhythm that we've seen so often this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's really, really struggling tonight, though. A bit out of character. But he had his rhythm with Lachlan Grant, and then he's fallen out. Maybe just a little bit of a mental game here for him. He's probably trying to save some tyres as well for himself, and just maybe he's got the better car at the end of the stint whilst trying to keep himself inside that top 10. But Smith behind him does not give a rat's toss bag about that. He will just be going at it, hammer and time, walls to wall action, and look at that close he was there too. Fit style was the Jacob Smith in the Phantom Mobile. Far out. They guys take some commitment here, ladies and gentlemen. Every lap, you just look at them come through over the great section, then over into Quarry and into Sulman. It's absolutely unbelievable how committed they are, no matter what the pace is. It's just great driving up and down the field. So good to see here, but it looks like Shelton has just started to gap him a little bit now in Agent Smith. So we'll see if he can hold that position, but it's still close at the top here between Marshall and Fitz. They only separated by 3/10 of a second too as well. So we'll keep an eye on that one. But is it going to be a suck train between these two down the Conrad straight into the chase? No. Fitz has got the better run out of Forest Elbow. But look at Marshall. Is he going to send it from there? Surely not. But he just gives Fitzy a bit of a scare there too. But it's hurt him on the exit now for that aggressive overtake attempt there from Kobe Marshall. Way too far back. Could have been on bloody Uranus there and tried to catch his Earth, and he just couldn't get the job done. As we look over the beautiful sights here of Mount Panorama on that little battle that we just saw, time to get a little bit spicy, and Fitzy's got a better exit down the front straightaway here too. Look at these two, Smith versus Shelton again. Smith's into the pit zone. So he's coming in now to service himself, and he will be right up there with the fresher tyres at the end of it at lap 12. Dead bang on, basically halfway in this race, and that is the gap between second and third again.
Yeah, beautiful camera work there from the sensational chopper right up above Mount Panorama, looking down over the proceedings here tonight. Blake Fitz doing his best to hold off Kobe Marshall. He's up 3 positions, is Kobe. So on fire. He's having one of those nights, folks. He has it sometimes. He gets in these moods, as we've seen throughout the season, where he just, everything clicks for him. And look at that, just giving him the hurry up the hill. Blake Fitz, one eye out the front, one eye in. This could be very awkward with the blue flagger there through that little section. But all get through and survive nicely. Oh, I tell you what, that was a little bit of a heart-in-mouth moment there. Oh, maybe a little bit of a slap on the wall there for Fitz as well. Sorry, that's a wrong button. There we go. Fitz, just a little bit of a slap on the wall there through Reed Park. Whether that's caused any damage, we will yet to find out. I guess we'll see that down the straight. The aero package has been compromised in some way. Oh, Kobe just having some connection issues there, teleporting in and out. You can see the different lines there. Kobe going for the late apex, trying to slingshot his way out. If he... no, he's just disappeared as well. He's gone to Harry Potter land, and he's absolutely gone skis now. I don't know where he is on the circuit. He's out there virtually. When his connection decides to kick back in, we might see him just turn up behind him. Oh, there's some black smoke coming out the back there of Fitz's car. That's a big moment there for Fitz. What's happened here, Zach O'Reilly? Has he blown an engine?
Has he blown it? It looks like he possibly has. He's not going anywhere here. This is disaster for Fitzgerald. He's just coming into the pits. He's got one quick repair to do, but has he got enough momentum to get it in? You can see him just stuck in third gear there at the moment on the dashboard, and he's just going to roll through into this pit lane, and hopefully that engine kicks in before he has to climb uphill. It's actually uphill here on this circuit, and it's not looking good here. Can he get to him before that? He gets over the crest just about. This is the most exciting thing I've seen Fitzy do all night. It's now a race on. Can he get to the final furlong here in the Melbourne Cup, to the pit lane exit and to his pit box? It's looking pretty good here. Kick, boy. Kick, he's saying. 1 furlong to go here now. It's still uphill. He's coming into it, and Fitzy's on the fly here. Can he get to that pit box before in time? There's a couple of cars there absolutely dead. It is going to roll in, ladies and gentlemen, and Fitzy will get to the pit box in time here, and he takes the pit box cup.
Beautiful stuff there. Beautiful calling there from who's a race caller? I don't even know.
Johnny Tapp, I don't know.
Johnny Tapp.
That was a bit too high for Johnny Tapp.
What's his name? Everything's glorious. Forgotten his name. He calls the AFL as well. One of my favourites, and he's just gone missing out of my brain. We'll get to him. Like Bruce McAvaney there calling the Melbourne Cup.
Bruce,
beautiful stuff.
special.
Bruce, so special.
He's a special boy.
What about the courage there from Howard? Digging right in. Which Howard do we want? We got Matt and Logan here at the moment. Matt just trying to hold off. I assume it's his brother or father or cousin, who knows? But the two Howards here, descendants of the late great, the great Johnny Howard. Here goes a big mistake there from Matty. Has to go straight through in the S's there, so that will compromise him for a position. Logan goes up to 8th. That makes it 16 positions gained, ladies and gentlemen. The championship leader is still doing that at the moment. He is leading the championship, doing what he does best, leading the overtake count as well. Stephen Varga just behind him there with 15, but he really needed to be up the front and in the pointy end of the points to take that championship off this man at the moment. But he's doing all the things right as Logan Howard, and setting the timing tower alight too. A 2:09.6 is last time around. One of the quickest on the circuit. I think Devon Stove possibly the only one that's out there quicker.
Yeah, definitely. And he will look pretty racy here now. He's going to inherit second place here as well, because everyone else in front of him just darted into the pits with lap 14 out of 25 completed here, ladies and gentlemen. It's now up to this man. Is he going to go for the big overcut? We will find out very, very shortly. He's got some witness marks on the front bumper there on the right-hand side as well. So a little bit of aero damage and pace been wiped out of it. But his last lap was a 2:09.8. So those tyres are starting to die a little bit. 0.6 off his best. And it started probably that time where it is that crossover between fresh and old tyres. But a bit of light fuel load could absolutely negate any difference at the moment too, if he's on that brink of death with the old fuel pump Fitzy style there, and get himself out the other side. We'll find out very shortly. But it's Kobe Marshall in the lead now over the oven by 5.2 seconds, and he's just rounding this circuit like it's a Sunday drive here at the moment. Look at that. He's just right up against all the curbs, up against the wall, through McPhillamy he comes into the skyline, and just really wringing the neck. Can this guy win it from here? It'll take a little bit of bravery through the race, but he can be an aggressive overtaker in the final stanzas of any single race here, ladies and gentlemen. So with a bit of fresh rubber on compared to his compatriots, it might be the difference there. And if he keeps slapping those walls Morse code style, he will also have a Camaro filing for a domestic violence lawsuit at the end of this one.
Yeah, he sure will. He'll be on the APB list there of the New South Wales Police if he keeps that up. But I tell you what, he will certainly be on the radar gun as well, doing a little bit of speeding down there on the Conrod Straight. I think it's 60 k's an hour during the week, but here he is probably quadded that at the moment, 280, 290 k's an hour down into the braking zone. And Kobe Marshall looking for the overcut because this man here has made his pit stop, Rob Tomei. And he's just out on his outlap here at the moment as well. So finding a little bit of a traffic jam too. We got Ash Rogers in front. There was another bit of traffic he had to deal with earlier on. So he might have just left it a little bit too early. Speaking of which, here comes... Oh, what about that sound there in the background? Absolutely beautiful stuff. Kobe Marshall. Yeah, Mike Check coming into the pit lane now is the leader of the race. Where is Rob Tomei? Because he was the leader before all the pit stops started to roll out. He's coming through the couple of... Oh, he's got the final turn to go. We'll see where Marshall is as well. He's moving already. Very quick pit stop there from Marshall. Where's Tomei? Just rounding through the final turn. And I think just having that check up there with Ash Rogers, that little bit of a battle there, has let this man just go, thank you very much, straight into the lead, the net lead of this race. Rob Tomei battling away. And he gets his way through, but I think the damage is done because Kobe Marshall out in front by 10 seconds, mind you. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from Kobe. Once he got into clear air, he was just absolutely gone. Did not get any traffic on his way out of the pit lane, and the only traffic he does have to deal with is this man here, who is probably on his pace anyway. Both of them doing low 209s in their fastest form of the lap. So stroke of genius, stroke of luck, who knows? They sometimes overlap in the racing industry.
They do overlap sometimes, but again, Timing Tower's done weird things tonight, so I'm not sure if Varga's already pitted. Or if this is just where he was on this track. I'm going to say he is already where he is on the track because he was down in 15th and he's just made an error there as well. But if we can check up on that. But Marshall is just climbing all over him here now. Varga went wide through the first section of the S's, so he's just given up all of that time. It's only 0.8 of a second between these two, and these tyres now are just starting to warm up and get themselves into it. A very, very big loss. There he goes. Varga has made a stop, so he has made an early one already. Very interesting, in fact. But can Varga quantum compute his brain back into race mode, get the AI button on and just let the thing steer itself? We'll find out because it's race on here. Fresh tyres versus Marshall and old ones versus Varga. This could be interesting. And we'll see these two Leviathans of the whole season start to battle it out. And it's just looking ever in the advantage of Kobe Marshall. The closing speed, the apex, the late exit as well. And he's already all over him. He's going for left. He's going for right. Ducks up the inside. Can't get that job done now. Varga will just stick it mid-track as he does. He's just trying to go the slow in, fast out. But Marshall's got awesome traction. Just see you later, alligator. This, unless Varga does a block into turn one, is going to be a move into sixth place for Kobe Marshall. But late on the brakes, did Varga go. Gave Marshall every single incentive but the overtake. And he just came out the other side on the better end of it. But now he's got a full disadvantage on the apex because the exit speed is down, which means this man's coming at him. Varga knows this is on for race. They're racing on the same level here, and it's advantage at the outside for Marshall. But it's going to be a little bit of a braking manoeuvre. There's a blue flag in, looks like Tom Randall's car, sort of S, out the other side. Logitech, in fact, and Varga survives one more time. But look at Marshall just trading paints and getting right up the rear end of him, giving him a bit of the old docking sort of scenario here too in the wrong way. But boy, oh boy, is Varga having a good old time here. He's just holding him up and letting him go. This is going to invite Tomei back into the equation if these guys battle it out for another 2 or 3 laps, Chris.
Yeah, big time. He's already gained 2 seconds in this over half a lap's distance with these two guys battling it out. So the more that they do it, Rob Tomei's just his eyes are lighting up at that prospect as well. But I tell you what, it was an early pit stop there from Varga. Just check the data, and he came in on lap 1. So he went out for 1 lap, decided to serve his pit stop and get back out there. I've seen that happen before in shorter circuits where it's a little bit more difficult to overtake, where you can get that job done. But in a 60-minute race or a 25-lapper here at Bathurst, it's a very tall order indeed. And you can see now that the tyre offset is hurting him here big time. He's just got to hold off Marshall for maybe 2 or 3 more laps if he can. And I mean, that's a pretty big distance. That's almost 20 Ks. If he can do that, the tyre overlap will settle down a fair bit. So he knows these cars inside out. Actually, both of these guys do. So Kobe Marshall knows that he needs to get this overtake done, and Varga knows that if he could just hold him off for a little bit longer, things will get a little bit easier for him. But here comes another blue flagger to join the party here, and this could be quite interesting going up the mountain here for the 17th time.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looking pretty racy. Up the inside, it goes straight away. Got that job done now on Varga. So trading places on the exit. Varga's just oh no! They're pitting each other. Goodness me, that is disaster there. That is Varga pit maneuvering Marshall. Is that damage for the big man? His bumper's pushed into the back. Sort of looks like Peter Cushing, I'll give you the hot tip. But geez Louise, that is not the opportunistic moment for Marshall and Varga to come together at this dying moment. And Varga's just skipped off into the distance. He doesn't give a rat's toss bag about that one. Marshall will be absolutely paint jobbing style here. Red in that cockpit of his car. The helmet will be absolutely descending with that red mist. And look at him push that thing now. He will be livid at that sort of behaviour. Let's have a look at the replay here. He came up the inside and had that job fairly done in the inside. He got the line, it took his corner, but then Varga just came back at him, and Marshall and him had just come together. That didn't even look like contact. We're going to have to get a onboard view of that, because it just looked like there wasn't carb between the two of them from that view, and something just happened. Maybe a bit of net code, maybe a bit of something going on. We'll see on the inboard. Up he goes up the inside. Fakes that. There's Varga from the outside. They're both there. Varga's just sitting there, and then, whooshka. Just the slightest of touches. There was like nothing in it, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't even jolt his steering wheel to the one side. It was just a collision of two cars. But it's still, that's a steward's one for me.
Yeah, tough one to adjudicate on there, really. There was really not much in it at all. I tell you what, a little bit of a physics fart there from iRacing. I've seen battles get a little bit juicier than that when both cars end up facing the right way, but just in the wrong place at the wrong time there. The rear tyres just a little bit unloaded.
I've seen bloody two anorexic dudes punch less than that and not do anything. Goodness gracious me, iRacing.
Yeah, turn it up. Sometimes you get the rub of the green, other times not. And this time for poor old Marshall, it is not. He's probably going to have to come in here to get some of those repairs fixed. He doesn't. You can see that car is absolutely looking second-hand at the moment. And look behind him is Rob Tomei. He's happy about what happened. I know. It's a shame that these things do happen out on track, but he'll go, you know what, that's another position for me, because that is a wounded baby seal cub in front of him, and he is a polar bear ready to strike. Here he goes up the hill now, and Tomei with all the pace, and that car particularly straight looking compared to the Camaro in front. So we'll see that overtake set up within the next couple of laps, I assume. That Camaro looking very much second-hand as well. Poor old Kobe Marshall was on for such a great run. Rob Tomei's flashing the lights too. He knows exactly he's a shot duck here at the moment, and Marshall, but I think, you know what, I think Marshall's just going to throw the kitchen sink at this as well and think, you know what, I'm in it, I'm here, I may as well just defend like my life depends on it, and I think that's what he's going to do, Zach.
Yeah, he will. He'll just do it. He's even given a flash to us here, just a return flash.
Yeah.
In fact, to Tomei. And he doesn't care now. He's just trying to go for it and race as hard as he possibly can. Tomei's going to have to do it the hard way with that Camaro of Marshall's looking like a bit of a late night 1980s Queen versus Elton John style, if you know what I'm talking about. It's absolutely in the hit department there. It is unbelievable. He's still driving it straight and managing to, but he's got some lap traffic in front of him now to navigate. There's Kobe Marshall. So he's got to get right out of the way at the moment so this battle can resume at an arm's length. The soy mocker is right in the way of this one. The old skinny latte just getting right in the way of it. And thank you very much. He'll say down Conroe Straight. Give me a bit of a suck, says Kobe Marshall, and he does. But right out of the way goes the soy mocker. He is gone skis. And now it's going to be him versus, I reckon, Tomei here on the blocking department. It's a drag race. You can see how damaged that Camaro is because you can't even get past him. Look at that closing speed from soy mocker. He just let off the accelerator pedal there. And here comes Tomei around the outside, trying it on Kobe Marshall. 2x2. Oh, Marshall nearly got pit maneuvered again. 2 for 2 in 2 laps there for Marshall, nearly by Tomei. Tomei's just livid here. He's just putting the loud pedal down to the floor whenever he possibly can. He's going to try and trailer park girl, move him into final turn. He does, but he's put himself wide, and off he goes. And Soy Mocker's just going to switch back past him again. Tomei's just got too ambitious, too overzealous on the brake pedal there, too late. And that is just another old stalemate there in the old battle department.
Yeah, you see it happening, folks. It's a real shame. But Tomei will get back on the circuit. He's only got, 6 laps now to make up that time gained or time lost there too. Just getting a little bit too overzealous in the braking zone there. But let's go back down here because there's another little battle heating up. We've got Ash Rogers and Logan Howard now on the comeback trail. He's up 14 positions. He's made his pit stop now, and Ash Rogers is not going to make it easy for him. Going defensive there into Griffins too. Going up the hill, the 2 Camaros. A little bit squirrely there from Howard as well. Tell you what, Rogers has been he's been great all season. He's been a bit of a mid-pack marauder, as we can say, but he's always keeps it really clean, always keeps it really consistent as well. So a couple of blue pills throughout the season has kept him hard as, you can say, the old Rogering and ready for it. I'll tell you what, he's not going to let Howard through here by any means. It's the final race of the season, folks, and everyone's out there. They got something to prove, and I reckon this is going to be a nice little battle here heading off to the end of the season.
It will be, Chris, and with the scouts out there actively looking for their next naming rights sponsor driver out there, they're putting it all on show here. Doesn't matter the skill level, who can do the best defensive masterclass, who can be the best aggressive overtaker. There's Soy Mocker in the wall. Oh no! And that was Patterson too in there as well. He has been put around there too with himself and Soy Mocker, I assume. We'll have a check on the replay to see what happened to him, but his car's looking a bit squirrely there in the arse end as well. There's some more hits on that thing than Elvis. I'll give you the hot tip. Here he comes through. He's just by himself here at the moment. He's going to fly through here. Is he just going to slap it, or is Mocker just turned himself around at the apex? He has. And there he is, bang skis, and slapped them both around again. Goodness me, in the fair dinkum department, and that was Rogers into the wall there as well. So he's got outdone there too, and in the back end of that one is one of the blast cars coming through, and unfortunately for Patterson, this is incredible. Look at Rogers just losing a bumper as well. So he has got no aero on that thing, and it's all on like Donkey Kong here for the rest of them. Look at this little battle. Patterson's car is also looking just as bad as Rogers. Goodness me. Fitzy just can't believe his luck. He was in 12th by a country mile, and now he's got himself into 11th. Townend is trying to get onto the back of the old premature department incoming.
Yeah, whether he's coming or going, we'll find out in just a moment, folks. So keep your eyes peeled. But these two, the closest battle on track by about 2/10. You can see the pace there. Townend going for it down into Forest Elbow. Very hard to do, and coming to slapping the outside wall there. That's going to hurt the momentum. And here comes Townend now, just getting to the top end of this Mustang, getting that horsepower down and making up plenty of ground here as well. Right up under the rear wing as they go down into the kink. Whoa, look at that. Coming, just placing that car beautifully. Not blocking, not going half defensive, but just sitting it where it needs to go. That it's real thorn in the side there for Townend, and just turning across the nose there of Townend as well. Coming, I'm not too sure if he knew that there was a Mustang there, but surely he did. Now he lets him go through, and just a little bit of paint swap there between those two guys. Up the front, however, it was a little bit of a battle there between Tomei and Marshall. Marshall dropping off the face of the planet again, but Tomei getting that job done. Shelton has crashed as well. Let's see what's happened to him. Possibly another victim of this little pile-up down here in Forest Elbow. We'll see when he gets on the scene. No, just crossing it up. Big compression lock, and around he goes. Oh, just avoiding Lachlan Grant there. He goes up into P3, mind you. Absolute beautiful stuff, but he's coming to serve his pit stop now as well. The top three still out there, not had their pit stop done. So we've got Devon Stove out there on the very old set of tyres, flashing the field as he's trying to make his way through on the blue flaggers too, because he's that far in front. He has not made his pit stop. He's got 20 seconds back to Ryan Shelton, also yet to make his pit stop. Matt Howard just behind him as well. I'll tell you what, Devon Stove, though, has set up a pretty good little strategy point here. He's gone very, very long indeed. He will come into the pits, and it will just be a bit of a splash and dash, chuck on a new set of boots, and go the extra couple of Ks to the end. It might just be another stroke of genius here, as the Stove just hit all 4 burners at the same time and pulled out a win out of the rabbit's hat.
He did, and speaking of what he's doing, he's just got past the vinegar stroke there, so He has absolutely got past coming and said to that, I'm going to be taking it by storm here. This could be the best strategy of the night if it turns out to be that way. Because at the moment, it's 22 seconds between himself and Matt Howard in third place. And then it's another 7 seconds. So it's nearly 30 seconds away from Varga, who has already pitted himself. He's doing the Devon Stove here too as well. Don't worry about that. In fourth place for Stephen Varga. So watch out for him at the end as well. But geez Louise, it could be a stroke of genius from the oven here. He might just have Gordon Ramsay and Marco Pierre-White giving him the old Michelin hat at the end of this one if he can come out and win it. That is beautiful cooking in the Hell's Kitchen tonight for the oven. Geez Louise, he's put on a storm, absolutely. Fair dinkum. It's all happening up and down the field. You can see cars coming in and out of the pits. They're all darting. Marshall's just out as well. Stephen Patterson's just coming out too. Lachlan Grant and I think that was Smith as well, trading places there too with the timing tower just going nuts. They're all coming in and out for their final splash and dash. And it's only 3 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen, here in this race. This is going to be interesting. What can the oven pull out of his hat?
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see where the top 3 all slot in after their pit stops, because all 3 of them haven't pitted. Stove, Shelton and Howard, as I said earlier on. So we'll see just where they're about to go down. I think it's roughly 30 seconds you lose through the pits, depending on how much fuel and if you take tyres and all that sort of thing. So we'll see. I reckon Stove has just done this. I reckon he's made enough of a gap there and enough of a tyre delta there to the guys behind that when he does pit, he will be in front of Stephen Varga, who is there. What's the gap between him and Varga? About 31 seconds now, so it'll be very close in between them. But I'll tell you what, Stove comes out on a fresh set of boots and will be basically putting in qualifying times to the end when he does decide that it's time to come in. It's brilliant stuff. Yeah. But down here, there's another little battle heating up. We've got the British Pig on the back of the Mitre 10 car of Brock Clark. So a nice little battle to finish off the season.
Yeah, good stuff between these two. It's looking pretty clean at the moment. And as the British Pig pulls into the pits, just negates that one. So he's out. Yep. And that will give Clark a bit of breathing space as well. So happy days for him. Patterson, no, versus Rogers. Oh, my goodness. The 2 no bumpers there. Look, these are Michael Jackson style. Back in 2002 when he lost it on the bloody dance floor or whatever he did. And they've both got no noses, ladies and gentlemen. They're not Damas here at the moment on the racetrack. Goodness gracious me, as they file through here, what can this man do in the oven? Is he going to come in now? He has to, because those qualifying stints that he so needs to pull out on these tyres is right now. He's going to have 2 laps of optimal grip and light fuel to do it, but he's just opted to keep going around. Don't you worry about it. He'll just go one more time, Daft Punk style, and go probably pitting on the second to last lap. Or is he going to cross the start-finish line, Michael Schumacher style, without serving his official pit stop and get it done 1999 Silverstone style, Chris?
There you go, yeah, crossing the start-finish line in the pit lane. Genius stuff there at the time. Set the F-World and the FIA into an absolute spin. Nobody knew who won the race. Michael knew. But I tell you what, I'm trying to think if it's an actual sanctioned mandatory pit stop, or you can try and push the fuel as far as you can. So possibly Devon Stove is doing a bit of tyre or a bit of fuel saving now. I mean, you're only 2 laps towards the end.
Bit of slow cooking.
If you don't, he's got the old slow cooker. It's on the low burn. It's on the simmer. And he's trying to get to the end on a whiff of a bloody petrol rag there in the thing. And look at that, Tomei just flashing Varga there. That's a bit cheeky. I tell you what, both of those guys are on pace with each other. There's no reason for him to get out of the way of you, Mr. Rob Tomei. I'd be telling you to shove those headlights right up the old clacker if you were doing that to me, I'll tell you what. But these 2 guys are going to battle it out, and that's going to play into the hands of Devon Stove, Shelton and Howard when they do eventually come into the pits, if they need to, mind you. They might have done the fuel saving at some point and just managed to go to the end. I'll tell you what, it'd be another stroke of genius. We might be in Mensa here at the moment with all the IQ points getting around.
Yeah, absolutely. We could be the most unintelligent people here sitting on the sideline, and these guys collectively have just done our IQs. Who knows? But goodness gracious me, Tomei is getting a bit heavy and a little bit angsty, I reckon, here, because Varga's not letting him past here at the moment, and he's just filing his way through 22 old tyres in the lap department on the back end of Stephen Varga's car, and he's still managed to keep Rob Tomei at bay. If you ever want to be a wrap-up, ladies and gentlemen, just use Tomei. You've got plenty of words in the dictionary that end with A. You can go forward with that and look at the old slipstream. Every single bit of advantage that Varga can get over Tomei. He's trying to do it right now down Conrod, and he's got that gap just outside the old suck range here. So too far away here for Tomei. There's another wrap there, Christopher. Yeah. It's just unbelievable.
Lay by the bay and eat some hay. What do you say?
What do you say? I just may. He's going for the move now, though. He's looking defensive here is Varga. Tomei's just going to try and sweep around the outside there. And I think he's got that crossed up too. There's going to be contact just about. Look at them Morse coding each other now. There's only a magnet between the two of them here, just north-north style, keeping them away from contact. Tomei's going up the outside. Up the inside goes Varga. Beautiful driving from the both of them. Varga even gave him room on the exit to not be any contact. He thought the overlap was there, but absolute beautiful stuff here. This is what one of the quickest drivers and another one do on the racetrack, just driving the tits off these things. One tar with an absolute dead amount of compound, and the other guy just trying to kamikaze himself into P4.
Yeah,
classic stuff.
Yeah, why not? Nice little bit of fun to wrap up the year as well. Like these two guys scrapping it out like they have done. I think Rob Tomei was a bit of a late entry to the series, but I think he's had a fair amount of fun behind the wheel now. Look at that, up the inside there on the exit of Griffins, and it's got an absolutely beautiful run up the hill, but we'll have the outside run through the cutting. Very not well. Let's see, you can never get that job done. I'll tell you what. As long as Varga just keeps his line, keeps his car straight, he will slot back into that P5. I'm just keeping one eye on it's Devon Stove. His last lap around was almost a 2 minutes 12, so he is certainly fuel saving here at the moment, as we've just got confirmation from Wado, who runs the show here at Aussie Sim Racing. Hats off to him for a brilliant season behind the computer. That the fuel will go only if you manage it. So I think maybe Devon Stove just deciding to manage it now with 2 laps to go. Will he make it to the end? Who knows? But I reckon he's far enough in front now that if he does make a pit stop, he probably still win anyway. So it's all up to him behind the racing wheel of that Mustang. Here he comes now, going around one more time. This is the final lap now, ladies and gentlemen. So if he does have to pit, it's going to have to be on the final lap, Michael Schumacher style. But we'll come back to him because Tomei is all up the back of Stephen Varga heading down into the chase.
Oh, now he's got the outside run here. This is going to be interesting. Into Varga just lets him go through. No point battling it now. Easy as you like for Tomei. Into P4 he goes. Varga will have to settle for 5th now. And he just knows that that's a good place to be because he's 3 positions up the road from his team. His championship contender in Logan Howard as well. So some more points climb back in the old Varga department. But the oven is on his final lap around. He's got one more lap at 240 degrees fan force style. Gets around the beautiful British pig there and says, thank you. That's as easy as you like. This man has just put on a defensive and strategical masterclass here. His last lap was a 209, so he fuel saved on 1 and came back and just putting the power down again. A 209.8 is nothing to be shied about, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's driven beautifully all race. Kept his nose relatively clean by the start sort of stanza, and he's just driving and driving and driving. And at this rate, if he doesn't come into the pits, he is guaranteed a win here in the long run, and it is going to be a beautiful, beautiful celebration for Devon Stove to take it out here at Bathurst, out of all places, on 1 set of tyres, 1 load of fuel, and he's gone to the end and just outsmarted the whole field here by about 200 IQ points. This is absolutely brilliant, Chris.
Yeah, great stuff from the Stove. He never looked a winner up until everyone just started appealing to the pits, and he just made up his way down up the order, as we say, one by one, just picking them off like cherries off the tree here. Devon Stove, we've seen him come into the series in Mexico, I believe, was his first time out, and he certainly had pace there. The race didn't go as planned that time around. And then last time in whatever track we were there at last time, I was on holiday, so I missed it. Where were we last week, Zacco? Phillip Island. A beautiful circuit for racing. I'm sure he did better there, but he is now claiming the top step of the podium. Devon Stove take a bow and a little bit of a burnout too across the line. Beautiful driving there in the Mustang. Hex gets P1, and there's a big long wait there for P2 for Ryan Shelton. I tell you what, that is beautiful stuff there. Devon Stove, take a bow. Here he goes. Now the celebratory donuts begin. Takes out the final race of 2025 in the season here. well done to the Stove. He turned the heat up to 11 and took them all out in the process. Here comes Ryan Shelton across the line for P2. Matt Howard in P3. There's your podium, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause and all the aura that comes with it.
Absolutely beautiful stuff there from those three as well. Great stuff from Matt Howard too. Just comes in and takes his podium. There's Varga, just pulls up, gets 5th place for him. He's out already. Marshall gets 6th place. Then we had Grant as well sitting there in 7th. So a very, very nice showing from the boys there, and it's been beautiful stuff. We're going to have to get them into the chat for some post-race interviews, but we'll get back to them because Logan Howard get 8th, 9th for Fitzy, and the top 10 rounded out by Cooper Nathan for that one too. The Erection V1, 11th, Patterson, 12th, 13th for Smith, and everyone else behind them is either a lap down or has finished the race already. And it's on here. Look at Smith though; he's just filing his way around here. There's no battling before him. He's going to come in the sticky Phantomobile. The Purple People Eater is what they like to call him in Agent Smith, and there's multiples of him. In fact, on the Matrix Reloaded, there's about 58 of them all trying to fight off one person, and he's just come to the end of this one, and he's going to take P13. Happy days for Jacob Smith. Rounds out the final one. Bit of a attempt of a power slide out and takes the checkered flag.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to do in these cars as well. Sometimes they'll just spin you around the other way, and you don't want that to happen on stream as they all come into the runoff here. The T1. Just getting themselves out. Here's Lachlan Grant doing an in-lap. That's what we love to see, ladies and gentlemen. Do an in-lap. If you're watching out there, drivers, do an in-lap. You get to have your car featured on the stream, and we can say a little bit of niceties about you as well. Lachlan Grant doing a fantastic job this time around. His first season out in the iRacing stratosphere. And I'll tell you what, he's held his own absolutely beautifully as well, coming from the Sensational League himself. So just expect him to go further and further up the order as he gets more and more to grips with the way that this title handles. It's very different to the others. It's very rewarding once you get your head around it.
Yeah, definitely. And being a champion in Assetto Corsa for the Big Banger season in the VK Commodore as well, comes off with some form in 2025 and just rounds out that year as a good one for him in the sim racing land. Well done to Lachlan Grant out there, a champion, and then also the People's Champion here for us in the Sensational TV commentary box for tonight. And I'll tell you what, these guys are just not wanting to talk to us. They're not interested. The oven's gone. Shelton's got no bloody mic. Matt Howard, is just gone. You know what?
Yep.
I'll just sail off into the night now, Nico Rosberg style with my P3, and I'm going to be happy about that. But that man there on the screen, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And we haven't given a driver of the day vote. Christopher Munro. Who are we going to give that one to?
Who's it going to be? I reckon give it to Varga because he started at the back. He made 20 overtakes in that stint as well, with a pit stop right at the start too. So got that out of the way. Probably didn't need to make the pit stop as well, considering there was maybe 5 or 6 cars that managed to get around that race without coming into the pit. So Varga on fire, 20 overtakes, beautiful stuff.
Yep, easily beautiful. Happy days for Varga, and he has done a beautiful job in this championship as well. Keep in mind, he could be up there, and he's been down there. He's had Cullen to come at him. He's had bloody, what's his name, Kobe Marshall come at him as well. And then he's had the Oven and Shelton all up there with him too for a good old belting, and so did Logan Howard. But just watching some smoke screens and some celebratory learnings of the iRacing donut/drifting physics here. It's been beautiful stuff. I think that's Cooper Nathan, in fact, on the screen. But that looks like it could be us for the night here, Christopher, and viewers out there, because no one wants to bloody talk to us.
Yeah, no, they've all exited the interview room, or at least no one even came in to give one. So the media duties, they've done the old dodge on that one. I think the team captains will be giving them a little bit of a debriefing on Monday morning about that.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. We will live, ladies and gentlemen, and live to fight another day. We will. But thank you very much for having us this season to Aussie Sim Racing and all the fans out there, the newfound sensational fans out there now. If you haven't already, do the thing. I'll put it up there on the screen. But it's been an absolute pleasure calling all the action here, not only for the GD3 League, but for the Gen 3 Supercars as well. We've cut our teeth on the Gen 3s, folks. Don't you worry about that. And now we're in the big leagues, and it's fantastic to be a part of it. Zacho, any words from you about that?
Yeah, no, just another a bit of an echo. Thank you to Aussie Sim Racing for putting us on board. It's been an absolute jet to be a part of this league in the Gen 3 Supercars and in their GD3 Challenge as well. It's been an absolute rip snorter of seasons in both of them, and we've loved calling every single moment of the action. So thank you to Wayne and also to Asher Wado as well. Mm-hmm. So beautiful, beautiful stuff from you guys there for putting this league on. It's fantastic to be a part of it. But don't you worry, Simsation is going to be back. We're going to be back on Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you stress about that. The Wednesday, tomorrow, as well, in the morning. We have got dirt going on, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get your feet dirty, get sprayed from 70 metres back from the fence, come down to Simsational TV. We have got an absolute belter coming your way, dirt oval style, and it's going to be an absolute rip snorter. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be brilliant, and you'll be joined with himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Munro, tomorrow morning at about 11 a.m. I'm thinking Christopher Munro.
Around that, I think. Around 11 a.m. 11:30, depending. Oh. Yeah,
join in. Join in, nonetheless, because it's going to be awesome. Another iRacing series coming your way.
We've got Wado in the chat. He's just joined us. Here he is. So we were just saying thank you so much for having us for this season, mate. It's been a bloody belter. Oh, hang on a sec. You're not coming through on the stream. Give me just a moment to fix that up. Let's try that. There we go.
Got me now?
Yeah, mate. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's in return, mate, it's been a great season. So, yeah, we've loved what you guys have done, and, it's just been an all-round great thing, I think.
Yeah, mate. Absolutely. We were just saying the same thing. It's great to be a part of it.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to next season already. Yeah.
Oh, we've got the old confirmation. We didn't know at the start of the stream. We were questioning ourselves. We already knew the answer, but
yeah, you should have been questioning, mate, after some of those raw comments I've heard all season. It's have to take a few pennies off you for that, I reckon.
Yeah,
you ask what you receive, mate. We'll give it. No worries. Don't try to bloody gaslight us. I'll give you I'm joking.
Yeah, no.
But cracking racing from you, mate, as well during the seasons in both leagues. It's been good to watch you get a little bit better each round, and I hope you've enjoyed it with all those boys there. You've got a hell of a league going on. 25 plus cars week in, week out in two big series. You must be proud of that.
Yeah, most definitely. It's it's been it hasn't been that long a time that we've been the community that we are, but it's it feels like we have had this community for a long time, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, the guys are great. The guys race brilliantly. The grid size has just gone from one extreme to the next, and yeah, I can't be more proud of everyone there, really. So, that goes for drivers and everyone behind the scenes as well. So, yeah, it's brilliant. It's great.
Yeah, loving it. Every single moment, mate. Absolutely loving it. It's been brilliant to call that action and whatever as well. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and 2026 is going to be a big year as well, and looks like you're going to have the both of us on track for a little bit of a fun round sometime in the future.
Yeah, well, hopefully next week, boys, hungover or not, and I hear it's someone's birthday next week as well, so yeah, we'll all have to have a few frothies for that.
Absolutely. There's a day after my 40th, so whether I make it or not, we'll find out, but I will certainly do my best.
Spring chicken still, mate.
Yes.
You'll be right. You'll be right.
Tell you what, 40 feels like the new 80 with my knees and back, but I'll tell you what, I'll be happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. No, well, thank you very much, guys. We've
no worries.
You've been more than what we what we thought it was going to be and what we've had in the past. And yeah, so you've excelled way past our expectations. So yeah, thank you.
There we go. A+ for the boys here at Sensational TV. If you want to get involved in the action, the links to the Discords for all involved are down there in the description. Go and check us out. Check out Aussie Sim Racing as well. Bigger and better things happening as well in 2026. I think there's some NASCAR and some all sorts of things happening there. So get amongst it. Get involved. It's certainly going to be a ripper, but it's time to get the bloody hell out of here, Zacko.
Sure is, mate. It sure is. And a big thank you once again to everyone who tuned in tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you all on board in the chat, and all your viewers out there who just remained anonymous. Good to have you with us. Thank you to Aussie Sim Racing as well for that, and our naming rights sponsors here for ARD Importing, Bilco Pack, Speed Nation, Simulator Driver Training. We could not do this without you. Our Patreon supporters as well, and everyone who's super chatted throughout the streams as well. We cannot thank you enough. It means a lot. And to all of our viewers and subscribers as well, thank you also too. But it's goodbye, good evening, and good night from us. It's been a sensational TV production here tonight. And until less than 24 hours time here on the channel, you know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it flat out.
Sensational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.